So good morning if you're joining us here on Facebook Live. Good morning if you're tuning in on YouTube. Good morning, Rockstar podcasters. My name is Vanessa Simpkins, and today I want to talk to you about the speaking industry. So you want to be a speaker. It's a really big industry, and I want to share with you some of the mistakes that I see a lot of speakers make. I want to share with you a story. And let me know if you guys can hear me. If you're watching this live, I'm going to share this. How do I share this? Give me 1 second. Let me share this to our awesome Bikini business group. Okay, got it. So good morning and welcome to this story. So many of you may or may not know, several years ago, I joined the Canadian Association of Professional Speakers. Okay, it's called CAPS. And this was when I was wet behind the ears as an entrepreneur. I didn't Take Your Power Back Now didn't exist. I was not making $200,000 a month as a coach. I was very much just trying to dabble in the industry. And I joined this, professional association. And I met a man in this association and who really intimidated me. And he was like the big cheese. He was like the big marketing cheese dude. And he was like, everyone really respected him. And we would have these dinners with our community or our Montreal association. And he would come and, I was like intimidated by this man. And eventually I ended up leaving that association because I realized that all of these speakers were like internet marketing retarded. Okay. And I really focus on internet marketing. So I decided I'm leaving this association. Fast forward a couple of years, I meet this same guy in a high level mastermind that I'm a part of. And he joins the mastermind. At this point, I'm like, way into my year. And he's like, all of a sudden now I'm the one he's looking up to. He's like, Vanessa, you're such a badass. Your company at that point, he's like, you're doing $100,000 a month. Like, oh my gosh, wow. And since then, he's a dear friend of mine. I really appreciate this man. I think he's a wonderful trainer. He's a wonderful speaker. And so I was remembering that this morning. I saw something on his feed and I thought like, wow, how things change, 5-6 years later. He came in looking up to me and I respect this man. He is a really cool guy. And now he's my friend, this scary dude, that I was intimidated by. And he's a speaker coach. All right. And so I was tooling around this morning. Listen, I've got a cup of coffee here with you guys today. What's up? Minminko here is joining us. I started thinking about speaking because I think a lot of new coaches get delusional and they think that they're going to bust out into the scene and become a speaker and make a ton of money. And I don't think that is, in the traditional sense, a smart way to start your business. So I want to talk to you about the 3 biggest mistakes that I see people making in the speaking industry. And to let you know that I got started as a speaker. Okay. I made my first 6 figures speaking. I got started. I was selling mops and lint removers and doing these. I worked for this company. I did these live product demonstrations. I ran around the country. I lived in my camper trailer. And some days I would make $500, $1,000 a day in commissions. So I was not paid by the hour, but I was this rock star kind of, direct salesperson. And I wrote my first book about it called From Bankrupt to $900 a Day Selling Mops. And then I broke into the entrepreneur space. Hey, what's up, Tanza? Good morning. It's early. I wrote my first book, and that's how I broke into, the entrepreneur space and teaching other entrepreneurs about sales and marketing. Anyways, so during those days, though, when I was a speaker for this other company, and this is part of my shtick, this is where it gets sticky. And it's, you think that being a speaker is very glamorous and, oh, you're on a stage and everyone's like, oh, applauding you and, oh, wow. And they look up to you and you might like it, your ego might like it. But to be honest with you, there's a lot of freaking traveling involved. You got to stay in airports. It's called 20 minutes on the stage for 3 days of airplanes, hotels, bad freaking travel food, taxi rides, like, here's my point. Don't make the mistake of making your primary client acquisition strategy speaking. Don't make your primary client acquisition strategy be speaking. I think it's a mistake, and I'll tell you why. Again, I spent years on the road, my first book, selling mops, being this road warrior. And there's nothing worse than like being forced to have to travel. Do you know what I mean? So let me, to make money, to attract clients. So I'll tell you another story. So that's my first thing. Don't make speaking your main lead generation. Okay. You should have an online lead generation strategy, something that you can control more, something that does not require you to have to leave your house and leave your family for days at a time. Okay. And I'm going to share with you how I think you should use speaking if you're new in business and in ways that you can control it. I'm just going to talk to you. I'm just going to chew on this pizza called the speaking industry. I'm on a rant on it today. Good morning, Katie. Let me know if you guys are joining us. If you have any questions, please pop them here in the chat. I'm having a coffee with you. I'm on a morning rant. We're talking about speaking and some of the pitfalls and dangers that I see a lot of new entrepreneurs or coaches make with this delusional idea that they're going to be, oh my God, I'm going to become a millionaire on speaking. So I'm going to tell you another story. A couple of years ago, this is like at least 3 years ago, because I wasn't living in this house. And I remember I could not believe what happened. I get a phone call from a woman who she's messaging me around on Facebook saying, hey, I want you to be a speaker at my event. I'm like, oh, this is great. I get on the phone with this woman. I don't even remember who this is. And it turns out that she wants me, okay, to pay her to speak on her stage. Now, okay, I'm making about like 30 grand a month at that stage in my business. And I was floored. Okay. Number one, I was floored that this actually exists. And the more I dug into it, it really is a pay to play industry. There is a big business model with the speaking world where you have to pay money to get on somebody's stage. And granted, they will, amass all the people for you. And then you pay that person. And she wanted like, I don't know, 10 or 15 grand or something to get on her stage. And maybe if you're good and you know what you're doing, maybe after you spend money 3 days traveling and spending hotel and your freaking own airfare on your own dime, maybe attract a couple clients from her audience that are also being pitched by like 12 other speakers over a weekend. Are you kidding me? So this woman, like, I couldn't believe it. All right. I told her when she finally came out and said, yes, it's like, if this is a pay to play option. I said, I thought you were inviting me to come and speak on your stage. She says, I am. I said, lady, I wouldn't roll over and fart in your general fucking direction for anything less than $30,000 a day. Why would I leave my house, leave my family, and pay you on maybe attracting a client? Maybe. Okay. And so what I learned from that experience, I was so floored. I told my husband, I said, Alex, you will not believe what's going on here. And I was really floored that there is such a you got to be pretty desperate to do that. But listen, this is a really big business. Okay. The more I dug in and researched this is a huge business. There are a ton of people doing this, and I'm dead against it for certain reasons. I'm going to explain to you why. Okay. It's too much of a risk for the possible reward that you might get in a few clients. And what I suggest is that you make your main primary client acquisition system, your lead generation system, be something that you can control, something that you don't have to leave the house and get on a plane. Do you know what I mean? And invest all this upfront money to maybe get a client. That doesn't make any sense to me. And I remember one of my mentors told me early on, he said, you know what, Vanessa, it's your business. People play by your rules or you kick them the fuck out. And that always stuck in my mind. And you're going to hear me probably, if you're listening in the podcast, you heard me say this on several episodes because it stuck with me and I'm really happy it did. You need to be really using your brain here especially, and I'm passionate, I'm fired up. My language gets very colorful because there are so many people in the industry that are kind of windowsling new entrepreneurs who don't really yet have the not the decision capable, the how you perceive this. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're in a box, but the box is round and you don't know, you think that it's square. Like you don't know where the edges of this whole container live. And there's a lot of people that take advantage of that. And if you're not focusing on building your main client acquisition strategy, something that you can control, something that for example, paid advertising. Okay, I fully believe in this. We teach our clients in the 10K and 30-day bootcamp how to run a $5 a day ad and generate a profit, right? It's smart. All right. And if you don't have a strategy to do that, if you don't understand yet, if you don't know, then I would definitely hire a mentor to teach you, because if you don't have that kind of a strategy, you're basically what I call, spaghetti marketing. You're throwing spaghetti and hoping it sticks. I hope it sticks. Oh, let's try this. Let's try that. You don't really have a business. A business is something that you can pay money. You understand when you pay money, you acquire a client. That's a real strategy. Tanza says, I've had that with several radio shows and even a startup TV program. I opted out as their following was unproven and not very impressive. Right. So tune in and let me know your ideas. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. Or if you have any questions for me. And you're absolutely right, Tanza. There are people in the marketplace that they're trying to make money out of this. Do you know what I mean? And everybody's trying to make money. Okay. But I want you to, as a business owner in the beginning, if you don't have a solid way to get clients, and it's not a super risky way where you have to get on a plane and invest tons of money, right? It's something that happens every single day, whether you leave the house or not. So, we have a lead generation online strategies. We're online marketers here at Take Your Power Back Now. Whether I get out of bed or not, every day we have 20 or so people applying for our programs. Imagine what that would do to your business. I don't have to get on a plane. I don't have to go travel. I don't have to kiss anybody's ass. I certainly don't have to pay to play on somebody's stage. Oh my God, shoot me in the face. Are you freaking kidding me? I told this woman, why in the hell? But I was really curious. Why would I leave my house, the comfort of my home, my family, the kids, the kids were young then. They were like 7, let's say, 10 and 11. And I was like, why would I want to leave my family for a couple days and pay you 15 grand plus all of my traveling expenses to maybe get a client? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I want you to, be savvy with your decision-making, especially in the beginning of your business. Now, that might be a great strategy later on in your career when you're trying to build omnipresence, okay, which is you have all your online systems, you have your clients coming in, you know what you're doing, and now you're just adding in this other leg called speaking. That's a smart thing, but not in the beginning when you have to rely on that, okay? And that's what the mop thing was for me in the very beginning when I worked for this other company, which, by the way, is not around anymore. Good thing I started my own business, okay? Good thing. Don't trust that the job that you're in is going to be there, unless you can control your own income. I think that's a very risky thing. I am of the completely opposite side of the equation. I want to know that I can control how much money I make. Hey, if I want to go on a trip, I want to buy a new car, I just launch another promotion. I just dial up our ad spend. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand. I had this conversation with my hairdresser who, she was I have a new hairdresser now, but now I'm getting away. Topic rant. Here we go in another direction, but it's a good one, I promise. And I'm going to come back to the speaking thing. So I got 2 more points to share with you. Hairdresser one day tells me, I got a budget because I want to go on this trip, and I'm going on this trip to, I don't remember what the hell it was. I got to make a budget again. And I wanted to go here, but I couldn't because my budget. And I thought to myself, a budget? Fucking budget. I thought, I left, I drove down in my car and I thought about it. I said, I haven't had a budget in fucking 8 years. A budget? What the fuck is a budget? Who has a budget? I thought to myself, most people in jobs have a budget. They don't have an income that they can decide, put the gas, make more. Like they're confined living by somebody else's rules. Okay. That to me is like suicide. That is the worst. And a lot of people are like, no, this is safe. And I need someone to, give me and tell me the directions and tell me exactly what to do. And some people really, everyone wants safety, but some people really, value that. And to me, that is like putting me in a box with a top on it and squishing me. It's so interesting how, perception is different. So I believe that if you're not, you should have control over your income, period. And in order to do that, you need to have control over your client acquisition. You need a sales attraction system. This is something we talk a lot about in our 10K and 30-day program. So I'm so passionate about it. So anyways, if you want to be a speaker, there is a way to do it. Okay. And to do it right. Now, here's the second mistake I'm going to talk to you about. Okay. So the first one is speaking as a main lead generation source. That's a no-no. Second way is this pay to play thing. It's really desperate. It's not being in control. Don't do that. That's too risky for the reward, right? There is a much easier way, all right, to make money even in the beginning as a speaker. And I'm going to share it with you because we teach this in our 10K and 30-day bootcamp. It's called my workshop profit secret system. All right. And here's why it's a smart thing to do in the beginning. It's not a huge risk and it gives you a big reward. So when I stopped selling mops, okay, I had to figure out how to break into, it wasn't easy for me to just become an entrepreneur. I stumbled and I bumbled. I wrote a book. I didn't know how to fit in. I didn't know how to position myself. I had major visibility blocks. I had resistance. I was scared. I thought, who the hell is going to hire me? I'm not Tony Robbins. I mean, I suffered from all of the freaking gremlins and resistance that you can have. And then I even was invited to do a workshop by this guy in this law of attraction meetup group. Okay. This law of attraction meetup group. And I delayed it. I put him on hold for 6 months because I didn't think I was ready. Crazy, right? But this is the truth now. And then I had an idea one day and I was actually selling mops. I was living in a hotel room. I had no life because, you have to go into God and who knows where, live in a hotel. And then you wake up early in the morning, you set up your shop at the store, you sell mops all day long. Your voice is dead. Your energy is blasted at the end of the day, 5 o'clock, you go back to your hotel room, you watch some TV, you have a glass of wine, you pass out, you do it all over again for like 2 weeks. Okay. That was my life. Couldn't have any pets, couldn't have any plants in my house. Didn't really have a life because I was on the road all the time. And that was how I earned my money. And I was having a phone conversation with my sister. And she said to me one day, hey, Vanessa, you know what? You're going to be telling the story about the dang mops one day on a stage about how you got started. And I started thinking about it. And what dawned on me was, hey, what if I went out and sold coaching and consulting like I do sell the mops? Like, what if I use that strategy that I do on the little mop stage, the 20-minute promo demonstration, upsell the freaking mops and the cleaning products or whatever, the little microfiber cloths. What if I use that strategy and I just transitioned it and sold high-end coaching consulting with it? It was a huge boom, like light bulb moment. So I set up a workshop. I tested my idea. I made $4,100. And that was it, man. Game on. And I made a ton of mistakes my first event, and I still made $4,100. So that was like game on. Hey, Vanessa, what if you just do 2 workshops a month? That's like $8,000. If you screw it up and you don't get better at it, which I knew I was going to get better at. And I did. And I perfected this, speaking from the stage, hosting these small, intimate workshops with like 10 or 15, 20 people. You charge them like, I don't know, $20, get them to have pay something so that they show up. And you do a small, 2-hour workshop. You teach some good stuff. You tell some stories. And what that does is in the beginning, number one, there's no crazy upfront cost. If this backfires and it blows up and you screw it up, so what? So you spent $20 at Kinko's on a few posters. You know what I mean? You didn't have to get on a plane and pay to play and do all this crazy shit. Plus, you build up your confidence, right? New entrepreneurs, new coaches. I know what that's like to, like, I don't know, is this my marketing message? Be unsure. Oh my God. And so you get to be in the room. You get to hear people's questions. You get to, do your research, put that in your notes. You get to really, get applause at the end, find out what they're struggling with. They get to know, like, and touch you, see you, you're a real person. You get to make an offer at the end for a strategy session. And then on that strategy session, you can upsell them into your high-end programs. Okay. So that's our workshop profit secret system in a nutshell. And we have that. It's an entire program. We give it to our clients who join our 8-week bootcamp. And a lot of our clients use this still to this day, and generate, 6 figures in sales as a workshop leader. To me, it's the smartest way, all right, to be a speaker. And, if you love to speak, that's wonderful. And also make it, profitable. Just do it twice a month is $8,000. If you suck at it, which, you don't suck, obviously now, in our program, we give you the evaluation form. Here's, how to seed your offer from the beginning. Here's how to, set up your workshop. Here's what you need. Here's where you put the teaching material. Here's how you make the offer at the end. Here's how I even give our clients, the flyer, and I show them how to get butts in seats and how to get other people, how to do joint ventures and get other people to invite you as a speaker, right? You got to go and find people that are already having a community of your ideal clients. So it's a win-win. And then they put you in front, right? So anyways, that's how I got started in coaching. That's how I did my first $100,000. I think my first year as a coach, I made $80,000, which was perfect for me because that's about what I made as a, mop chick, about $80,000 to $100,000. I didn't work all the time. I took a lot of time off. I traveled a lot. So that was great for me. It let me step away from the mop business. I had a lot more free time. I was my own boss. And so we teach that, strategy to our clients. And again, you can find out all about our program at 10K30dayprogram.com. So let's get back into, the third mistake that speakers make here. All right. And I talked a little bit about it before, and I don't want you guys to make these mistakes. That's why I'm sharing, is that people get delusional and they think, well, I already do training for the company that I work for. I'm just going to go out on my own and become this speaker trainer and make millions of dollars, or at least a couple $100,000, at least 250. I'm leaving the corporate income. I'm going to go over here. Good luck. And the reason I say that is because if you think someone's going to pay you 10, 20, 30 grand to go and speak, they're going to have to be a big company and you're going to have to work through a shit ton of red tape. And you better have your marketing dialed in, my friend, which most new entrepreneurs do not. They don't even know who they're after. They don't even know, their audience. They don't really know how to position themselves. So it's kind of delusional. And so I recommend, at first, really looking at what's going to really help you grow your business. Workshops are a very smart, low risk way to attract clients. And I would still like to see some form of a system set up as a main lead generation and client acquisition source, because then you can control it. And then you're not having to speak. There's nothing worse than like having to go out and do this stuff when you don't want to, because you need the money. You have to go leave your house because, that's how you generate business. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm here in my home office in California. It doesn't matter if I'm in Hawaii. It doesn't matter if I'm in Sedona. It doesn't matter if I'm in, where did we go this year? Palm Springs, Palm Desert. Where else did I go? I went to Mount Shasta this year. I've spent more time traveling this year and made more money ever in my entire life this year. So, and having an online business allows me to do that. Now, I think the reason why most people don't invest and don't spend time building these systems is because they are overwhelmed, they're confused, it can be overwhelming. It can be very costly. And then they go and they hire some marketing company. The marketing company takes advantage of you because you don't know enough to say, no, that's right. No, that's wrong. So this is why we teach our clients habits for successful entrepreneurship. You need to learn copywriting, some basic copywriting marketing strategies. That's a skill that you're going to continually use and develop throughout your career. If you don't know copywriting and you hire these marketing companies, how can you tell if they're just pulling the wool over your eyes? You can't. You need some basic understanding of online systems. You don't need to do it yourself, but you need to understand the whole strategy. Right? Get some tutelage, get some mentoring by somebody who's figured this stuff out and can help you. And then later on, then you can, hire the companies because you'll understand and you'll be able to tell them what you need them to do. That's my recommendation. That's how you don't get the wool pulled over your eyes. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this, this little rant. Again, if you want to check us out, takeyourpowerbacknow.com is our website. And if you want to learn more about speaking, website to check that out is 10kand30dayprogram.com. You can check out also on our website, on our testimonials page. And I got to show this to you because I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but we have a whole new website that we created. And we really created the website because we had so many testimonials that it was crashing. We had so many people leave us awesome testimonial videos because we teach video marketing, that it was crashing our old website. Okay. It was crashing our old website. So anyways, long story short, we have a whole new website. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's gorgeous. And it's a great place. Now it loads quickly. The testimonials, you can check those out. I have very happy clients who, and speaking of that, I should show you guys something else here. I should show you some of that. That's a damn good idea. Let me find that now. How can I do that? I emailed myself this actually. I made an email, okay, because I thought to myself, I wonder how I can show you. I have them on my phone. We have people every single day, okay? So imagine what it would be like if, I don't know if you guys can see that here. First sale done. I was flipping through the other day and looking at all of the people, this lady's got 200 people in her Facebook group. Another, woohoo, just made my first sale. Woohoo. I don't know if you guys can see that. I should post these, but tons of people over and over and over. Woohoo, just made my first sale. Woohoo, just made my first sale. Woohoo, like all these people in our group. And I thought, I need to let people know. I need to share this with people because we're so busy actually supporting our clients that sometimes I need to take a step away and brag about it, really, and show you guys, what happens to people on the inside and how huge it is if you are a new entrepreneur, a new coach, that all of a sudden, hey, I just got 3 people wanting to book a sales call with me in the last 3 days. All right, look at this. I've got 3 strategy calls booked in the last 3 days. That's pretty freaking cool. That's a huge win for somebody who has never, doesn't have any systems, has never made a sale before, to be generating leads and having sales. That tickles me pink, because if you can do it once, you can do it again. Right. And so we teach our clients the tools and the strategies to get leads and sales, right? Because that's where your income comes from. That's when you have a real business, not just a hobby. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope you pop in, leave me a comment, like this video if you've gotten some good nuggets out of it. Let me know if you have any questions, comment here below, and have a wonderful Saturday, guys. I love you. Mwah. See you real soon. Bye, guys.